me to just had to upgrade me to a panelist. So long and the short of it is you take DMT, go through Matt's process of that. It's an assembly line type setup. You layer in G sites. So you're creating G sites based on the output from DMT. Layer in a little bit of backlink factory on top of that. Awesome rankings. That's about as simplified as I can get with it.
That's pretty simple. So you have like a black hat and a wand, that you move over top of your, like your wand, like, okay.
Here you know I'm into the black hat stuff. So
well, I got the right hat on, don't I? Yeah. So based on that though, as Matt's trying to get back in here, what what is the secret sauce or the thing that he's done for those who don't know DMT? Maybe just give a couple minute, refresher to them as to what is DMT and where did it come from and why is it so powerful?
Yeah, we got a couple of questions coming in here and I'll kind of explain this. So DMT, the long and the short of it is, like, from a user perspective, it aggregates a lot of different data together. So a lot of people use things like SEMrush, right? Or they'll use Google Keyword Planner to kind of determine what are the best keywords to potentially target. What DMT does is, think about it like doing a lot of your legwork for you. It goes out, gathers a bunch of information, aggregates information from Moz, SEMrush, Google Keyword Planner, and Majestic SEO, takes all of that data together, puts it all in one place, so you can basically determine what you want to target, what's the best commercially viable term. And for me, one of the things Matt kind of he talks about, but I don't think he talks about enough, is DMT really separates just what we have from like a topic and keyword strategy to what's commercially viable, what's actually going to drive money into your clients' campaigns. At the end of the day, the biggest issue that I see with a lot of people is that they'll target keywords and they're kind of vanity keywords, right? You can rank for them, but do they actually drive traffic? Are they commercially viable? Does it actually help your client? And if the answer is no, then that's a big problem, because you're gonna be bragging about getting these rankings for people and getting results for people. But if that doesn't convert into actual dollars and cents for a client, it's a worthless keyword. You might want to target it for topics or kind of put it in a secondary approach. But DMT really helps. Matt often calls it it's the creamy filter, but kind of like when you're churning milk, you separate the cream from all the other stuff. And DMT really quickly allows you to determine what are those top keywords that you really should be paying attention to, as you have a 10,000-foot view kind of surveying the landscape, as opposed to being down in the weeds of things. So couple questions here. So what do you use the process for? Affiliate promos, own site services? I use it for all of the above. So if I'm targeting affiliates, we all know that HCU decimated affiliate sales. And a lot of it's because there's just you're promoting and promoting and promoting without providing a topic, as well as actually the actual information around a topic, right? So affiliate promos, I will use this, and I use it to enhance and build out what I'm using for affiliate. I focus a lot in my own agency with local and national, predominantly organic, but if you're not doing paid ads, you're kind of doing your clients a disservice as well. It helps out with both of those things as well, understanding what we should target and what we should not. DMT, so James, your question about DMT helping speed up G sites, it helps you establish the framework and does a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to actually designing and architecting your G sites. Just throwing up a G site isn't going to help you. Having an effective G site that's high converting, we've had people even convert on our G sites just because they don't look and feel like just a spammy G site. It actually has content. We use it as a secondary profile to enhance what we do with any kind of branded properties, if you will. DMT perform like Ahrefs, grab low competition. So the other thing on this, does DMT perform like Ahrefs and grab low competition keywords and structure a web page? That is actually an incorrect way of performing keyword research. What you want to do, low competition is great for those quick wins, but you really should be targeting the primary head term or the head topic, right? So if we were to go in and wanting to target, like Matt's done stuff with surfboards, we actually want to target the entire niche of surfboards and then pick out different things like do we make more sales off of stand-up paddle boards? We can build a topic around that and an entire keyword strategy around stand-up paddle boards versus other types of surfboards, right? And then does this tie directly into G-Sites Factory? That's a thing for Patrick. He'll probably need to talk to you about that, but the quick and dirty is there are ways, yes, that we can pull this data into G-Sites Factory. So hopefully there are questions. What other questions you guys got? So go after the big keywords that you say are commercially quality and attack that. I would start there. And what you're going to do is you're going to build out your silos that then push power up to kind of from the bottom up. That kind of a strategy. If you've heard of reverse silo methods, that's one method that I find really well that works well. But you want to find all of the supporting topics and push that up to your primary topic. That way you're attacking it from the top down. You don't want to be down in the weeds. The problem with doing low competition, just really quick wins for clients, is that you're going to exhaust that pretty quick. Whereas if you look, instead of being down in the forest or down in the weeds trying to search for your keywords and things like that, those are great supporting topics, and that's kind of a secondary thing. But you really want to also be targeting that very top level keyword so that you're standing at the peak of a summit, top of a mountain, looking down and saying, there's money over on that other secondary peak over here. There's money over here. There's money over here. All right. Bernard, the question that you have here about Quora, they are very different things. So Quora is a correlational tool. DMT is more of a keyword research tool. So Quora is going to look at out of the top one, and I'm a big fan of Quora. I use it all the time with as far as our software suite. It's a correlational tool though. And while you can pull in things from like your SEMrush, SpyFu, DOM Detailer, all those other secondary APIs, the main difference is that Quora, so a couple differences. Quora is the correlational tool. It's just going to tell you what is similar and what's different. Similar to, say, things like Surfer, SEO, to Phrase, to Neuron Writer. It's going to look at the top performing websites and see what they have in common with each other. DMT is a little bit different because it's actually aggregating all of the keyword data into one place. So you're looking at search volumes. Again, one of the big approaches that I think that Matt doesn't place enough emphasis on is that there's actually one of the settings in DMT where you correlate your keywords and the search volume that it has along with the commercial viability that a client says. So you're actually working in tandem with the client. If they say this particular keyword, it actually accounts for 80% of our sales, you're going to want to hone in and key in on that particular keyword because it drives sales through their door. Again, looking at being at the summit, looking down at other peaks where there's potential viable market share in that. That's one of the biggest differences with Quora versus DMT. This is more of a keyword research and structure tool as opposed to doing singular keyword and evaluating all of the top performing sites for a specific keyword. Another big difference that DMT has when you're comparing it to things like Quora is that DMT can actually build out your website. So one of the features is an export function. Let's just double check here. One of the things is that there's an export function. And so once you have your silos built out in DMT, through the course of everything, you can actually go in, export all of those silos, import it right into WordPress, and it'll build your site for you. It's a paint by numbers. You can get a content writer in there if you need to fine tune anything, but it has an XML export that you can then pull right into WordPress, and it will literally build your site structure, do a lot of that stuff. And that's kind of where G-Sites comes in, because you can import a lot of that right within import. Vincent, all right. I'd say DMT is an entity research tool that builds full topically relevant framework. That is correct. So it is definitely, you can use it for entity research. It builds the topically relevant framework, and it will also, it's more of a structuring tool as opposed to, again, with Cora, you're looking at correlational data as opposed to actual structuring. Any other questions?
Hey,
You
Brian, a
could
little bit.
eliminate. Yeah.
So I can eliminate HRS with DMT or not. I mean,
Yes and no.
you could address
You
that. I mean,
could.
you could, but some
You
people
could.
don't
It
want
just depends on what you're using
Right.
HRS for. Personally, I've eliminated a lot of the tools like Ahrefs. Just I code a lot or my own, so I'm probably not the best gauge on
You're not any
whether
gauge
or not you
whatsoever.
should.
You're a geek.
That's pretty much, you're right on that one. It depends on what you're using Ahrefs for, right? Ahrefs is really good for backlink analysis. You can potentially do the same thing in DMT,
Yeah.
but there's a bigger process. DMT, it's if you're looking for quick and dirty, I probably
Okay.
wouldn't get rid of Ahrefs. I personally like SEMrush and Majestic. Those are the combinations that I tend to use. But there's Matt. But you could potentially keep it. Again, if you're leveraging Ahrefs for backlink analysis, if that's what you're using it for, I might consider keeping it. DMT will do a lot of that other heavy lifting for you, and it'll even analyze your backlinks, search trend, stuff like that. So yeah, it depends. The answer is it depends, and it depends on what you're using the software for.
Matt, if you're there, you're on mute. Try to unmute and see if you're okay, and check to see if you can
hear me.
Yeah.
Matt.
Hallelujah.
My gosh, what a mission. So guys, I really do apologize. I'm so sorry. That was crazy. Okay, this is different. I need to get my headset right so I can hear you guys. I want to use the...
You should be able to see share your screen on the bottom.
I see it. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Guys, I apologize. I'm so sorry.
Not your fault. You live in Africa.
I blame Zoom for...
No, you want to blame Zoom, not Africa. Okay.
Africa is great. Let's select the window. We're going to use... it's not that one. Select a different screen.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. While you're getting set up there, hey, Vincent, are you still there with me? Unmute. And, one of the reasons I asked you to pop on here is, a little bit of your experience with using both DMT and G-Sites, if you're still there.
Can you guys see my screen with DMT? With network
I do. Yeah.
All right. So we're in. Okay. Okay. All good. Okay. Cool. I'll just follow when you guys are ready for me.
Well, I guess Vincent's taking a nap, so we'll just go ahead and go with you.
Okay. Cool. To save time today, guys, I'm going to show you basically how Digital Marketers Toolbox works. This workshop's about building batteries or high domain authority sites using the websites we create out of Digital Marketers Toolbox. So that good job. I prepared everything up front, just in case there was issues. But I would like to do a drill with you guys. I just can't see the chat. Let me just pull this down so I can see what's going on here. And I see the chat and the questions. There's a chat there. Okay, I can see
Hey
everybody.
Matt, we're seeing your Zoom in Chrome right there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. I can see. I just was organizing myself. It's but I had to come in a different way. All right. So let's get stuck in, guys. My name is Matt the Cruz. I'm from Network Empire. Brian, thank you for being on the call. Pat, thank you so much for bringing me on the call. Last few months, we've done major improvements on DMT, and this is why we're doing the 30 days and 30 minutes call tonight, just to show you guys in real time what digital marketers can do, and then as soon as it deploys, what we can export out. So for the guys that are new, Digital Marketers Toolbox, what is it? It's a tool that is designed for productivity. It's for digital marketers to get to the end result as fast as possible. So you can rather spend 30 days focusing on your marketing than doing tedious work, fetching keywords and trying to choose what keywords and what goes in the URL and SEO and all that kind of stuff. So
Matt, do a little bit of a zoom in so that it's a little bigger for everybody to see, please.
This over here.
Yeah, it's pretty small. The red,
okay.
The red is difficult to read. There you go. Yeah, that's cool. Thank you.
Can you go one more? And I'll just do this.
There you go.
So for the guys that are new, we're on the homepage of DMT. The way it works is essentially we've created a GTP for you guys called the Brand Architect. And what does the Brand Architect do? It's a tool that's designed to replace the brand manager. It will help you answer questions, can analyze keyword logs, can do any kind of thing. But what we do basically is we usually start off with a little prompt like this. I'm working on this, and we copy and paste this and we put it into Brand Architect. So when you click on the Brand Architect, it'll open up Digital Marketers Toolbox Brand Architect. And on is I'm going to paste this in over here. And for this exercise, I'll carry on with the paddleboard project I worked on today, so I can show you guys the things what we've done. So I was going to say I'm working on national. The brand name is, this is called this Hurricane Surf. Target keyword is paddleboard. And we're going to talk about paddleboard accessories, paddleboarding.
So while you're doing that, while we're going through here, Matt, as the questions come in, do you want to address them as you're going through the specific area, or do you want to wait until the end?
You can ask me as we go. It's going to be much easier because it's.
Okay.
I'm just going to run through the process today. I was going to take in paddleboarding, and I'll say paddleboarding accessories. We'll just get that spelling done like that, and I'll take the last one out. You can add 2 or 3. You don't have to do much because what we're doing is we're looking for traffic when we do this. And what happens with DMT is it goes to SEMrush, does an analysis, analyzes competitors, harvests all the creamy keywords. Creamy keywords are commercial keywords that are bringing traffic to your site. So we're sort of doing a reverse engineering. So we can say we specialize in manufacturing and selling manufacturing paddleboards. So when we start like this with the brand architect or your brand manager, we're giving it parameters to work within, and we'll remember this. So we're just going to say in USA for the United States. Go play. And what the brand architect does for you in a few seconds is it'll go and actually do an analysis, and it'll tell us what's going on. So it looks at 8 questions about the market. Seasonality, when people want it, what's it cost, what's the goals, and starts thinking as a brand manager. So for the guys like one-man bands, this is a very useful tool because you can do content calendars, you can do all kinds of stuff. What you ask it, it will respond from an SEO perspective for you guys missing, and I can even tell you that if you want to create a budget. So this process goes through and it does a little business blueprint for you, and this is what agencies can use when they speak to their clients. So in 2 seconds, we have all the key things mapped out. Let's relate to the project. Starts our marketing plan, what we should target. So our age groups 25 to 45. Guys who like fitness, adventure, outdoors. It does unique value proposition for it. Let me just shut down Skype here for a second, guys. Sorry. Let's quit that.
So one of the questions that someone is asking is that when you're doing your training and going through the modules and the steps, you're actually showing people how to create the proper prompts to get the correct information that you want, correct?
Yeah, so as we work with Digital Marketers Toolbox, it's designed to build advanced prompts for us in our vertical online market analysis. And in the VOMA, this tells us who our market is, who our audience is. It gives us information about the market.
Hey, Matt, you got to remember, nobody knows your language. So what does VOMO mean?
I'm going to show you guys now. What the brand architect does is sets the foundation for us. From this, we can basically get our basic idea of who we're dealing with, what's the plan, who are the top guys in the market, how much to allocate for the next X amount of amounts. Is it profitable? Yeah. There's positive trends. People want to do this. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a brand template that DMT makes for us over here. Sorry, the brand architect. And we're going to put this into Digital Marketers Toolbox. And that's when DMT is going to go and actually do all the work for us. We're then going to target one keyword. I'm just going to show you guys one keyword today. We're going to then target and play with Galaxis. This is AI that's built into DMT. And that's going to actually go build out a semantic web around the whole entire target keyword that we want. From that, we're going to generate content. We're going to bind it. And for today's exercise, I'm just going to shut down to one silo, and we're going to take that silo and we push it into the G side. So that's sort of the game we're going to play today. So as you can see, as we're going through the brand architect, it's going to go and build out all this information, and at the end, we end up with a brand template. So for the guys who are working with clients, you've got this starting point that's great for you. What's great about the brand architect when you play with this is you can just start off with it as well and say, hi, tell me what you can do. And it'll give you all the options that you can do. And then you can actually go have it do stuff for you. Local, national, it works fine. I can see the questions coming in here now. Yeah, okay. You can use this for local, for national, the brand architect. Sorry, Pat?
No, go ahead.
So yeah, you can see the brand templates coming, guys. And one of the challenges that most companies have, or most people have when they start a project, is coming with a unique selling position. What's the market keywords? So what's the right keywords? Who's the entities? Who are the top market leaders in the USA or the country? Especially if you're doing a new project that you're not familiar with. And what this does is this brand template gives us our starting point. So you can see DMT has gone through, it's gone and analyzed everything with the GTP. It's prepped all our basic foundational work. It's got all the information in. It's doing brand values, business objective, the unique selling position. So it writes everything out for us. Testimonials obviously will be on the website. And what we're going to do at Digital Marketers Toolbox is we're going to go to new blueprints. And we're going to copy and paste into this one over here. So I'm going to start typing this in. It's my Hurricane Surf business. I was going to pretend that we're doing work for this surfboard manufacturing company. Let's just get up their website. So here's the brand. That's the website. I'll stick that in over there. This is going to be a money site. Okay. It's all USA. I typically don't use states and city. You can add a state on the city. It'll just make the vertical online market analysis, which you'll see when this happens, go down to a local level. I like to look from the top down so I can see what's going on. So yeah, we're just going to type in paddleboard. We come over here, we can actually see this here. So here's our market segments: paddleboarding, accessories, eco-friendly paddleboards. Now, I don't know why AI always chucks eco-friendly in, but outdoor fitness, adventure, ecosystems is the market segments, and here's the actual keywords we want to dig into. This is a great mining here, the semantically related keywords. So I'm going to take paddleboard, and I'm going to start it off with just the singular thing. Why did I do this and not use the S? When we do the singular, it adds everything else on. So the ing, the S, all the variants were coming from that. Over here, I'm just going to have us drill into these topics here. I'm going to grab those. I'm going to stick them over here. So we've got paddleboarding gear, fitness, paddleboarding, SUP, accessories. I'm going to keep the default the same. Brand name, we're just going to copy and paste this in. And in DMT, we basically fill in 2 or 3 forms, one for keywords and one for getting the whole project set up for us. So I'm just going to copy and paste as I go down here. So there's the brand URL, objective, the USP. Wait, wrong one, yeah. Brand objectives, USP. And you can just copy and paste this and make it your own. Eco-friendly.
As long as we learn how to paint by numbers, we're going to be okay, right?
Oh yeah, well this is it. We just copy the brand template, we stick it in.
Right.
Product pricing. And we're going to go purpose. What does this thing do for people? And all this does is this gives the AI a nice little framework to work with. Well, Pat, you and I did that other project when was it 2-3 days ago?
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
so I put it in the wrong place. Target audience. That goes there. Benefits. Okay. If you're missing stuff, you're going to say do complete.
So how does the last item there, tone, fit into it?
That just tells it how to actually speak, so you can actually. AI gets lazy sometimes, and you just have to tell it to do everything. But basically, you can come in here. The tone. I want the use cases. The tone can be professional, and emulate styles of leading thought leaders in the surfing community. So what it does, this will emulate however one talk. You can do David Attenborough or any of those kind of guys. So yeah, we're just going to get our benefits. Yeah, we got back all the things: benefits, high performance in water, eco-friendly, suitable for fitness, adventure, long. And we stick that in there. And then obviously the use cases. And now what DMT's brand architect has done for us is just come in and told us the tones and all that kind of stuff to want to use. Okay. So all we do is, now that we've got this filled in, I know that the surfboard in US for a paddleboard is to say $600. Promo will be if they buy 2, they can get it for $1,200. Let's just make $1,000. I'll make these numbers up, but this is basically when you think about your sales funnel. Okay. Profit, we'll say it's $200 profit there, and over here we're going to say $400. And there's our percentage, and this is our click-through. When it's number 1 in search engines, this value here says at least 30% of the people click to your page. When they land on your page, 2% will do something. Out of those 2%, they either click a button, fill in a form, or phone you. So what we do with DMT is we come in, we just click, I left something out. Product and service name, there was it. Boom. Everything's there. We press submit. And what Digital Marketers Toolbox does for you guys is it's going to go mine all your keyword data, analyze your competitors that are ranking for those keywords. It's going to find what are the top backlinks. It's going to do the online market analysis. That's going to do a brand blueprint for you. It's going to do a vertical online market analysis. It's going to look at who your personas are, who are the persona types, how's the best way to communicate with them. It's going to analyze the competitors, if there are competitors that it's found. And it goes through this whole process of doing all the analysis for you very, very quickly. So usually what I do is
Matt, how does that relate to JC's question? I think it's appropriate to answer his question with what you're talking about.
So exactly how accurate is the keyword data that GTS extracts? The keyword data is we're looking at what are the things that people are interested in. We use SEMrush to give us the keyword values. Okay, so SEMrush gives us, right, these are the keywords we're targeting. We draw into those keywords, we get the list back of, say, the top 250 keywords, and then we can look at the keyword data. That gives us targets. We can then say, okay, SEMrush says, yes, traffic that flows through these keywords. Those keywords become our targets, and that's where we use SEMrush as the baseline. Once we understand the baseline, we can use AI to actually write a scope around that. So I was going to zoom out one click here. Is that better, guys? Can you see it?
Yeah. So in the background, Matt, you're running your own AI in the background too, right?
Yeah, we've built a whole back box that actually speaks to AI. So that's the way we're talking to AI, that AI comes back and then we process what it says and then we deal with it. And then that's how we're working it. So it's quite cool. So that's what we call Galaxis. Galaxis is our black box. So if you check here, we've done Hurricane Surf. There's the brand. We started off with Paddle Market, is paddleboard, and he's the you can think as the cast net that we threw out to see if there's any fish. We just quickly went in there. So when I click on Hurricane Surf, what happens with DMTs? Back in like a year ago, we did everything in the foreground, but now we've built everything in the back end with AI. And when this domain comes in, they got a low DA, and you can sort of see they got a very low footprint, right? So what we're going to do is on any keyword we can add either our own domain or we can add searches on different search engines, and we can also tag them as competitors. So we can say, okay, yes, Hurricane's competitors, these guys are smashing the market, I want to add them. I sometimes add one or two. If I don't have a website, I start with my competitor, I stick it in. Why? Because it reverse engineers what they could. We get to see their top pages, where they're getting their backlinks, how they're writing their content, what are their funnels, what are their prices. We're getting everything in a few minutes. Does that make sense, guys? Give me one if that makes sense. Okay, so while we're chatting here, chit-chatting, DMT is working for you in the background. So I'm going to open up this project, and you'll notice on the side here, we got the navigation. This is the production line. We can move anywhere down through the production once I open up the domain I'm working in. So you can see everything opens up. Now we're on number 2, market analysis. Now what's happened is DMT has gone in and looked at the competitors, and it gives us our snapshots of this domain. What are their top keywords that's coming in? And what are their trending keywords versus at the bottom, all the top leading guys and what are their surf trends. So you can sort of see all the URLs. We can get to see who's smashing this market, okay? What DMT has also done is gone and drawn into your keyword lists. So it's gone to SEMrush and first 500 keywords there, 300 there, 291, 111. We have all the cream. We can see this market's light. Now this is based on the locality we put in. And if we click into these folders, these buttons, it opens up all the keyword research. So for the guys who want to see like all the market keywords, like the related stuff, they all come up. You get the traditional thing with the trends. For the phrase match keywords, you can see it's 250, trends, what the guys are interested in. You can see it all. And obviously you can click at search, PPC, and display networks. You can go through all the things. And obviously the competitors. Who's the top guys smashing in this market? So you can see the competition is super low. We've got all the keywords, and I can flip through any of the top 10 domains, and I can see what keywords in the blue are bringing their traffic in. So with DMT, you can very quickly analyze. And if I want to look at, let's just say the inflatable theme, I can copy that there and just stick that in. And it's going to show me all the keywords we discovered and all the traffic. So you can see all the variants immediately. Okay, so this is all underneath the keyword research. So if we go back to the VOMA, what DMT is doing for us in the background, you'll notice that there's a thing saying process jobs, drill status, processing 3. Yeah, it started building out all our intelligence. Here on the sitemap, it's mapped out all the keywords that have traffic, okay? You can see all these keywords have traffic. So out of the hundreds and thousands of keywords we found, these are the ones that potentially have a conversion, and we can see it over here in the website URL structure. So we had analysis. So the vertical online market analysis starts, it's this tab over here. And what you're going to notice is you've got this blueprint. If you click on this, it shows you the full report. And this is what we call our butcher's paper. It's all the information. You can see how consumers are, competitors, the market analysis. This is your entire digital marketing blueprint from top to bottom of everything that we found that Galaxis has processed for us. And that's from this button over here. If you want to export your keywords, you can click on this. For importing the XML blueprint I'm going to work with today, you can get it from Market Analysis or Export. This is the WordPress plugin. This is the XML. I can take all these keywords, I can click on that, and this blueprint will be naked, but it will be all these keywords mapped out, and I can pull it straight into WordPress immediately. But we're not going to do that today. Okay. So does this make sense what we've done so far, guys? Give me a 1 if you're confused, or 2 if you are sort of following the process. All we did was we logged into Digital Marketer's Toolbox. We clicked on the GTP. We filled in the sentence. We got the information back from the brand architect. We went to new blueprint. So you can see how we're moving down. We filled in this form, press submit. That took us to our blueprints that was finished. We open it up. Open up our blueprint. And DMT's done all this preliminary framework work for us. So here we got the vertical online market analysis, what we call VOMA. Here we got our market landscape, our brand, and our competitive landscape. These are the tabs that the guys get in the pro version. If you're an agency, you get the clusters and the intent, right? But look at what it's done. Brand summary. It's done our brand summary. It's told us who our target audiences are. It's telling us who our best copyright frameworks are. And here's our persona types. So for the guys who have heard of the bank system or into consumer persona copywriting, DMT Galaxis focuses around these types. And it tells us this is the first persona type that you like. This is the second one. So these are the two audiences that we potentially have to speak to when we want to write our content.
Quick question here while you're pausing. How does DMT work in emerging markets that doesn't have past data or competitors about a new product or service other than the problem the new technology solves?
This is why we use AI with that. It's the AI maps out. We'll find a target because obviously we need to, with a new and emerging market, this is say we create the new purple crocodile, croc shoe, and no one's heard of it. There will be no keyword data. You'll go to SEMrush and you'll get nothing back. It's just the way it is. So the way we'll do with that is we have to come to DMT and add a custom keyword once we've done it. So we won't drill into purple crocodile. We'll go to a market that is croc shoes. We'll draw into that to get what people are interested in. Then within those markets, we have to go and introduce the new idea to that. So that's sort of how we work on it. Does that make sense, James? I don't know. Is it James Michael? Yeah. Does it make sense? You guys are going to see now what DMT does. It's done all the work for us in 5 minutes, okay? So let me just look at the VOMA. I'm going to give you a quick brief. So just on the VOMA, we get to see very quickly who we're dealing with, and the AI understands how to talk to these people. It tells us what they want, who the audience is, what they're looking for. So this is where we can start getting into semantics. So DMT gives you all the semantic analysis done for you, right? Custom personas. And then what it does, it goes into actual detailed customer persona behavior analysis. And then it goes into who we're targeting. So we're targeting 4.1, and we're going to be targeting 4.2. So I'm just going to pause here so you guys can read this, because this is typically the people who want to buy our paddle boards. I'll just check his questions. We've used DMT for many products. You're going to see how it works now. I'm going to show you guys now. So think about this. We come into DMT. We've got all this information. We understand the market. We understand who the persona is. It's done our one-line zingers for our business, especially if it's new. On the market landscape, it gives us all the introduction, the nature of the business. So if you're new to the market, it gives you whatever it can find, who the top guys are. It looks like keyword data and starts analyzing it for us. It does all that kind of stuff. Under the brand, it starts building stuff up for the brand. What's the identity? Concept and strategy, target markets. So it gives us all these things. And these are all advanced prompts. I'm going to show you how we use them shortly, right? So what I'm going to do is DMT's come in. It's done the market analysis. Now we're going to go to keyword research, okay? So yeah, we can build keyword clusters, and what DMT has done for us is gone and done all our keyword research on the keywords we gave it up front. Does that make sense? Give me a one if that makes sense, guys. Okay, so keyword cluster. What is a keyword cluster? So for guys who want to understand things, we can come to this page and we can put any keyword over here. We press submit. So I can say caffeine. Okay. Yeah, what DMT does for you, it does two. I was going to put this here. It does a group cluster and it does an individual cluster. So when we look at paddleboard, informational, navigational, transactional, commercial, service based. Questions, related influences, entities, synonyms, mirronyms, noun, topics. It gives us all the topics related to a specific thing. The website structure. Why do we do this up front? It gives us all the topics that people are interested in, right? But what's more importantly, for a silo page, let's just say you're talking about a silo page or a home page, you can copy and paste this entire thing as a super prompt into ChatGTP. So it's going to go open up a new GTP. I'm going to go in the mini, so it shows you the lowest volume at the moment. I'm just going to go here and say, write this article. Very basic prompt.
That's probably one that I spent hours thinking of. So basic.
So now this could be a homepage for your website, right? So I've just gone like at follow, write this article. I've given it nothing special. We just gone boom. So we let that do its stuff while we carry on. So what's beautiful about the keyword cluster tool is if you don't know stuff, you're needing ideas for blog posts, there's 10 blog posts for talking about those things for their specific thing. If you're looking what's related, if you're looking for RSS feeds, there's your top influencers, JV partners. Who are the top market leaders? We can go and track them down because we've got all their footprints that they've left behind, right? On the entities, what are the things associated with the big idea versus just that one thing? Can you guys read it? Does it make sense, guys?
It's a little small, but I think we can read it depending upon what your browser is.
Go, yeah, I'll go bigger and I'll make sure you can. Is that better?
Yep, thank you.
So I'll go informational. So think navigational keywords, transactional, commercial, service. So think about a funnel. From the topics, navigation gives you information and navigational gives you information. And as we're moving down to the transactional keywords, these are the keywords that are at the bottom of the funnel. Okay. So if we look at commercial, on paddleboards, reviews, beginners, versus, service, rentals. So you can see how we got the whole stack. So like I said earlier, on the keyword research, when we do keyword research, it's basically where we go back to this. And all we've got to do is, if we want to have another 250 keywords, we can just fill in this form. Over here, press submit, and we'll go mine and add it to our analysis. When we get to number 4 and number 5, these are reports. So everything from funnels, rank and rent models, all of these, like if you're looking for niches, you go to rank and rent models and you can see where the light traffic is, medium competition, but you can look at how much potential value there is if you're doing rank and rent. And it shows you everything all the way down to hard. So it breaks up all the keywords that we've mined into the niche values. For removing keywords, we just use basically these domain reports over here. But I'm not going to go through all of this today, guys. I want to get straight to the job. So what I do is I come into my workload is like this. I come in, I create a new blueprint. I do the domain analysis, I check what's going on. Read through the market analysis reports, get familiar with all the keywords, all the questions, what's the semantics about this topic, what's all the things related. I then come straight down, now that I know what I want, to website architecture. So then go to the silos. And we're just going to select a funnel for now. It's going to say paddleboard just to start it off with. And remember, I showed you earlier on, you had all the keywords mapped out. So there's paddleboard, there's paddleboarding, there's sub accessories, there's fitness. We can see the traffic, and we can see that potentially it's 28,000. So if I dominate paddleboard in America, SEMrush data says that I'm going to potentially 28,000 clicks a month, potentially 1,000 sales, and it means this much to the business. Okay, that's just what that one keyword means. So guys, pick a keyword here and let's let Galaxis go build us something. Which one do you guys want to look at? The question is, what does DMT cost? DMT is $127 per month, but you get a discount, a coupon code, which makes it 97. And then obviously we recommend the guys get the annual, gives you access for the full year, and you get 2 months free. So it's great. Give me a keyword. Pick a keyword, guys. Pat, what would you like to check out? What should we build?
What are we going to
Paddleboard,
build?
paddleboard.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's do fitness paddleboarding.
You want to do this one? Yeah. Okay. So all we do is just delete what we don't want. And if we're going to rebuild this blueprint, what's great about DMT, it's built on the concept of many to one. We build one blueprint, we build many websites, and I'm going to show you how. I don't want to spend every day drilling a new keyword list on plumbing. I want to drill it once for a country, and that's it. The language is not going to change. Does that make sense, guys? So once we've drilled into these themes, we have them. The fluctuation of the search volume is not going to be that intense that you have to blow your head off about it. We understand that roughly on this one, yeah, it's a small little niche, 90 searches a month. We're going to click into this here. And we have all these keywords. So I'm just going to blow these away. They're all low-hanging fruit. We're just going to show you what Galaxis can do with one keyword. And what I recommend the guys do is focus on one keyword, let Galaxis do a thing. Okay, so I've deleted everything else. There's only one keyword we're going to target. You can go back to the silo. If you want to reset and get all your keywords from the keyword research you've done over here under there, click on this here and it'll reset or actually build out all those traffic keywords and you'll find another target once you built your blueprint. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to go through a process which is very simple. I've picked a target. I've found my niche. I'm going to tell Galaxis to actually go and build a prototype website. Boom. Okay, this is going to happen in the background. You can see the button goes like a light orange. You can do this once a day. In the meantime, while Galaxis is building this out, I can start adding any of these keywords that are on the grid at the bottom. I can see little niches that are here. But I typically add these extra keywords in where they belong after Galaxis has done her work. And it takes like 2 or 3 minutes. And she's probably going to build like we'll see, probably like a 100-page website. Let's have a look. Click refresh. So there Galaxis has built us 5 silos. Can you see that there? Now, obviously, the 10, 10, 10 and the zeros, we're not using SEMrush. We're just saying at the worst, there's going to be 10 searches. Okay, so forget about the search volume here. We're targeting the niche of 90,000. We're creating a web around it. Does that make sense, guys?
Yep.
Give me one if it makes sense. Yeah. Let's make sure that everyone's following.
Yep.
Okay, so Galaxis is doing its job in the background. I'm going to click into fitness now. We're going to drop down yet number 6 from silos down to the category level. Okay, so you can see under aquatic fitness activities, which I've never thought of. This goes right into all the guys doing yoga on, no, Pilates on the paddle boards, the latest trend that the ladies are doing now. Because the thing's always moving and they have to keep their stance on it. There's the fitness boarding, fitness water sports, adventures, workouts, stand-up paddleboarding. So in a few seconds, Galaxis has bought us probably a few 100-page website on this niche. So coming out of that, I'm going to go down to the next thing, which is the semantic AI content generator. And this is where Galaxis shines. Now we can actually see what is built for us. So there's our whole entire website.
Okay. Anybody have an aha moment yet, or oh my gosh, or holy shit?
So let me just recap what we've done here. What's the difference between transactional and commercial? Transactional keywords are like buy and coupons and all that kind of stuff. Commercial are things tied to commercial services. So let's look at what we've done. We came to DMT. We said to the brand architect, your brand manager, build me a website blueprint on this. Tell me what's going on in the market. It did it and told us back. We then came to create a blueprint. We filled in a form. We then opened it up and we started reading analysis. This is Intel. Now we know what's going on here, who we're competing with, how they're doing it. We then come to Galaxis at the website's URL structure, the sitemap, say build up our sitemap. So we're targeting this niche. I'm just going to sit here for a second so the guys can look at this. You guys can tell me what's wrong with this at this point in time. I want to see what you guys say, because we've not done anything with Galaxis yet. We've only just done the first round of the URLs.
Tell us.
Okay, so I'm going to click on the keyword fitness paddling. Let's restart it. And what this opens up is the whole AI tool. So here under the content block library, we can actually go and debug and de-optimize any of the URLs. So if we don't want paddle boarding running through our categories or through our posts, we can start taking these things and these keywords out. Okay, either at the category and post, so we just put the keyword in there, the slug, and say deslugify, and it does all the SEO for us here and it optimizes it all. What it also does is we've got this basic setup over here. So if I click through the keywords, it's all exact match. Okay, so if you're wanting an exact match website, that's what you start off with. Come on. There we go. So best paddleboard workout beginners. What are the best paddleboard workout beginners? So you can see how Galaxis has already done the first iteration of optimizing the URLs. Does this make sense, guys? So what we're going to do now is we're going to start working on this. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and say, okay, cool. Bulk SEO optimize all my slugs. This process runs in the browser. You can see it spinning there. And it's going to go through the entire blueprint. And it's going to start chopping out all the things that are not necessary. And it's going to give it back a bit of a better option. Once that's done, that's where we come to the de-optimization. And we basically, at the silo level, deslug. We'll see that now. Just take a few seconds. While that's going on, this is a feature that Patrick asked me to build in for him, is the way we generate content. So typically, if we want Class A content, we use semantic outlines. And then we go to GTP, this for our money things, and we add extra things like who's the persona, who are the guys we're talking to, what's the product we're selling, what are the interesting things. We put those together, and then we copy this prompt here with the article outline it's generated, and it's going to write us a beautiful article. If you want to build a G site, we then go and build the content article for a structured persona, for a spontaneous persona, a relationship persona, or an analytical persona. So we know that we're dealing with the structured guys there first. So what we'll do is we'll click this one button, and in the background, DMT is going to go and actually write all the content for all of these articles over here. So if you think about this, when it's finished, there's one G site, two G sites, three G sites, four G sites, 5, and then 6 individual G sites, which can each point to the silo category that you're targeting. So there it's done all the deslugification for us. Can you see how it's come and chopped everything back out here? Can you see how it's really trimmed them right back? So we've got fitness paddleboarding, paddleboard workouts, paddleboarding. So I'm gonna go to my silo. I'm gonna say I want to rip out the categories. I don't want to have paddleboard. So it's gonna come in here and go paddle dash BOARD. So I'm looking at this piece over here. I say deslugify. So now I've got fitness paddleboarding, workouts. If I don't want the ing over here, I can just come here, categories. Paddleboarding. Bang. So now I just optimize all my URLs. There's everything nice and clean and tidy, nice and short. Okay. Does it make sense what I just did there, guys? So then we're going to move on.
So one of the questions that you don't see that was, why do we want to have 4 different G sites, or why do we want to have 10 different G sites as we're building out, the actual page that we're building? And so if you want to take a shot at answering that one.
Sure.
Yeah,
there's a logical reason for it. I like to call them batteries. I think of each little G site as a Duracell battery, because behind this battery, I can plug 2 or 3 more other batteries to juice things up depending on what I need, right? But from my battery, I can have a link running to my silo. To my money site, when I push a high domain authority site's backlink to my silo page, the categories inherit domain authority and page authority, as well as the posts, right? So we're attacking this in 2 ways. With silo architecture, what we're doing is we're using internal URL architecture, what we just done here, to tell AI, generative search engine optimization, the new search, what exactly we're talking about. Because we're working with a semantic web, around a specific niche. We can now publish 6 silos that are specific but unique, because if you go look carefully at this, there's no duplication of keywords. There might be a duplication of ideas, which you'll pick up on, but then you just delete it away. But the point is, in literally 15 minutes, we've de-optimized and done all the URL work. This will take guys ages. Okay. So while this is happening now, I'm going to do some work in the background. Patrick, we're going to generate a battery content now for the structured personas. So I'm going to click on this. And what you're going to see here is that Galaxis, from that one keyword, is built 186 pages. Can you see what that's done there? Okay. So what's going to happen is Galaxis is going to sit and start writing this content in the background. So what's beautiful about this is we can look at our jobs manager under exports, and you can see all the content. There's all the content getting written for the whole blueprint. It's busy working. It's taking us, what, 50, 40 seconds per article. And it's going to populate all of that stuff. Just to save us time, I went today and it took me an hour and a half to actually go and optimize everything and clean up a blueprint. It is this one here, this paddleboard blueprint. You can see I've optimized all the URLs and everything. I'm going to import this in after I walk you through the process because it's all done. But for now, we keep on working this. Now, DMT is working in the background, right? Let's look at what we've done. We created a blueprint with the brand architect. We then analyzed the market, looked at our keywords, got our intel, got familiar with what's going on, got our structure. We decided, okay, we're targeting the fitness marketness for paddle boards. We've got a manufacturer can make our boards. He'll just deliver wherever the orders come into, right? We've written all the content now. We went to Galaxis and said, write me all those articles. We're going to start building the batteries to juice up our money websites that are going to sell specifically surfboards. Is this making sense, guys? Give me a 5 if you got it.
Do you have a comprehensive training on the best things to do to clean up a blueprint?
Which part of the blueprint are you talking about? Are you talking about the URLs or are you talking about the VOMA, the Intel? Justin? Sitemap. Oh, yeah, the process is simple. The first thing I do is I come in and say, bulk optimize the SEO. Then AI does this for me. It cleans it all up. Then what I do is I just look. I want to keep my URLs as short as possible. But why? The more characters we have in a URL, the more cost it takes the search engines to actually store the information. So we can go and pull out things. We don't have, the simplest rule is this. You don't have a phrase match keyword like fitness or paddleboarding mentioned more than 2 times throughout the URL, through the silo, the category, and then the post. So what I do is I always knock out the categories, because why? People see workouts, they see fitness tips, they see, I'm looking at what the eye catches. That's what I'm focusing on. I don't have to see paddleboard all the way through. Plus, generative search engine optimization understands the context. It understands the semantics of what we're talking about. Does that make sense? So it's not that we having to overthink it anymore. We're just doing a few little things that tweak it up. And I took out 2 keywords and look how beautiful, nice, and short this is. So from a sitemap perspective, our wording is very, very nice. If we go like this, and I'm going to zoom out one more time just to show you. So there, fitness paddleboarding workouts, best paddleboard workouts for beginners. So even if at the post, if I want to take paddleboard out, I go 1, 2, balance exercise paddleboard, 1, 2, paddle strength. Can you see how we pick up the variants? Paddleboard workouts, traditional gym exercises. Okay. So this is how we chop things all the way down. In the meantime, if I refresh now, DMT has already written 50 articles for us, 40 articles. So what I'm going to do next is, if we look at our page, we've got these meta titles, keywords, descriptions, all these things here that are not great. Okay. So what we can do here, which is awesome, is while DMT is running, I can simply come in over here and I can say, I can do branded SEO, a default SEO, or a local SEO. If we do local SEO, it throws in shortcodes into the meta titles, right? So the first thing I do is I say first flush, because this is a new build, we're starting fresh, and I say flush all the article fields in the blueprint. What that's going to do, let's let this finish loading up, is it clears out everything over here. I've got a clean slate. What you'll notice now is we're on fitness paddleboarding, and there's our article come in already. Okay, all prepped and ready. What great about DMT is I can do 2 things. If I want a Class A article, I can take this existing one and copy it to a board. Remember we wrote the last article? That was from the keyword cluster. You can see this beautiful, nice little basic. We wrote a one-liner prompt, okay? And it's written all of this out. While that finishes up, I'm going to throw this next one in here just to sit there so we don't lose it. We've got a bit more of an advanced prompt that's put in for you guys. And we can do a generic article. I'm going to share what it does there. The third thing was great about DMT is now that all these articles are written, I'll wait till they're all done. So we've got 118 articles to go. But basically, we're going to click on bulk append all semantic content blocks, which is this specific article for the batteries. We're not going to go to ChatGPT and make detailed articles. I'm going to show how we do it for our money sites. But for this exercise, we're just going to focus on the building the G sites out. So 180 articles. Let's check out how we got left. 76, we're almost there. I'll bulk append this, but in the time while I'm waiting for this to run, I'm going to quickly go and say, Patrick, what type of SEO would you like to do? The branded, the SEO, or the local? Which one would you like to look at?
I would do the brand. We'll do the local.
You want to see the local, the shortcodes? Okay. So
Yeah,
throw that one in.
most, a lot of people do local, right? Let's do that one.
Yeah. So I'll click that. You can see here in the browser tab, it's spinning. It's going to work now and start optimizing this. Now, because it's in beta, the browser's timeout. So all you got to do is simply just click refresh and it'll carry on where it left off. So don't sweat about that. But now DMT is running articles for you and it's starting to do all the SEO optimization for all these keywords with your shortcut tokens in. So when I jump across now into WordPress, sorry, that's the wrong one. It's this one, yeah. Yeah, here's a blank WordPress. Here's an existing G site that was built.
Doesn't look like
And
your
I'm going to
typical
fire up
G
the G
site,
site
does
as
it?
well. So this can run, and I'm going to delete this old one. No, the guy's going to get shocked now. So we want to come in here. Just make sure that, sorry, wrong one. I want to be on this one.
When you build this blueprint out, Matt, when we upload it into the G site builder, and you share the site with people, they have no clue it's a G site because it looks so regular, like any other site. The only way they know is to look at the URL. The only way you can tell it's not it's a G site.
Yeah. So make sure that you got your Drive API and all that kind of stuff done. Let's just get out of that.
Where did it pull that image from?
Let me just open it again. Let's get into the right one. That's what it wants. Start it again. I'll just do this properly. Right. Let's just get back to DMT. So that thing is doing all its work. How many jobs have we got left? It's finished. So we've written 180 articles on average 12 seconds. These content articles are all written for our blueprint, right? So I'm going to let that run. And what I'm going to do is just get GSite going. So I'm going to click on the link, open it up. I've prepared the paddleboard blueprint already. That's all optimized and stuff, but I want to bring it in so I can build that so you guys can see this. I'm going to come in here and delete the G site. So we do this one as a freshie. There's another one I built. So I'm going to blow this one away. So we've got one G site there. I'm going to open up the G site factory and I'll make sure that I have my access to my settings.
How many of you guys get the theory behind what we're doing and why I asked Matt to build this for us at G Sites is because you have everything that he's doing in DMT for a regular website. Number one. Number two, once it's done, all you have to do is upload it into G Site Factory and build these sites out. Bang, 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 bang. And now you've got the authority and the power of the G sites and the links from inside the G sites back to your regular page, you know, in addition to the other link building that you're doing. And Brian can attest to, you know, the backlinking and so forth in terms of that. But just the power of the links from the G site to your site is more power than most people have in their entire site. When you have all the links that you're setting up in here.
So I'm just going to type in here. Let's just go load.
Is Network Empire running on a cloud platform?
The browser DMT, yeah. That's everything's through the browser. It's not software. This is G-site I'm working with now, guys. Just while we're doing our SEO on that blueprint, I was going to show you what I've got going on here. So it's going to go import from DMT. This is going to be the XML I'm going to grab.
We're just looking at your G site page, your Google page. We're not looking at DMT right now.
Yeah, I'm the G-site build at the moment. I just want to get the exports.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I want to show the guys what it looks like while it's doing work for us in the background. This could be potentially another site, right? There's it there.
Right.
So here's our paddleboard blueprint. This is what I've done. I'm going to come back to this, but I just want to show you what it does. So remember I said we can build 6 G sites. There we can choose what we want to build, right? They're all done. So that's the one I built earlier. I'm going to click on this explore stand-up surfing and say, okay. Now, if you look what this done for us here, is we now have a 30-page G site, or whatever, how many of the pages are. There's all the pages.
That's ridiculous.
That's everything. So if I click on the content, there's our article.
We're not seeing it.
You don't see the G site?
No, we're still in your dashboard. Your
DMT.
site. Yeah. No, there you go. Now you're clicking on a button.
Where? Don't you see the G site builder?
No. We were just looking at the menu.
How is that share? You can't see that. Yeah, I had to change it. Okay, allow. So weird how Zoom is. Can you see it now?
Nope. Double click to enter screen mode.
Select screen, G-site factory. Allow.
There you go.
Can you
Now
see
we
it?
got it. Now we see
Okay,
it.
let me start it. Let me start again. Okay, basically, guys, all I did was open up my G-site builder, DMT, like over here. You can see that it's basically stopped. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to show you what it's been doing. DMT has gone and put in all meta titles, keywords, descriptions, article headline with short codes, right? And I'm going to show you guys something new that I built for our members that's not been released yet. It's very close to. But we clicked on local SEO, okay? So
Right.
that's basically stopped. So if we just come to export and we go to our SEO progress, we've got 140 jobs left running in the queue. Okay, that's why I jumped to the G-site builder. So if I click on the G-site builder now, can you guys see it now? I've clicked on it. Can you see me moving it?
Yep, I see it.
Okay, so what we're going to do here now is, let's just say we finish this DMT, we formatted our content, we've got everything done. I'll show you how we do it shortly. While we're waiting for that blueprint to build, we're going to quickly go build some G sites. So you come to import DMT. I'm just going to go to where my exports are on my desktop. I'll click on this, and there's my paddleboard blueprint. I'm going to click open. And yeah, remember I said we can build 6 G sites? What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the top inflatable ones. I'm going to build a G site just about top inflatable. So you see how we've got niche over here. And I click OK.
Okay, I see it. Okay.
Now we have this entire G site all built out. These are all pages. So all you got to do here is go images. I'm going to go load paddleboard.
Guys, how ridiculous do you think this is? I mean, do you really get and understand the power of what Matt has built here, not only within DMT, but now being able to import that into a Google property, a G site, and then using Google property backlink factory to backlink the site URLs in here, which then you are backlinking your main page in DMT, which goes to your main site. I mean, you got to really think in your brain that this is a bit retarded. Okay. But it's retarded to the extent that it's retarded awesome. And so there's absolutely nobody in the entire world, other than whoever has DMT and G Site Factory can do what you're doing with anything less than months of work to put all this together. It's just amazing. And the results are even better. So
So check this out, guys. I've gone to G site. I've got some of my assets prepared. So I type in paddle. Let's go in and find all those. So what I did was I came in here. I imported the blueprint from import, DMT. I picked my silo. I uploaded my images and my logo. I got the jelly ninja there. I selected the theme, the light. So you got that one there. Okay. Now hopping to this side, header information. So I'm going to choose a header. There, this is another one. Let's give people having fun. Yeah, there's a header. So obviously I need a target URL. Let's go open up Hurricane quickly. I'm going to copy them for now. That typically you'll point to a silo. I just want to see how far we're on the job.
are you going to add the target URL in the G site factory? Yes. When you title your G site, you title the G site with your main URL to your main page.
There's a lack of one. Yeah.
Will DMT work in German and French?
I've never tried, to be honest. I'm happy to work with the guys. I guess if you target keywords, we get SEMrush keywords, and if the keyword's German, that's actually a great idea. But yeah, I'm sure it will do. It should be able to, because if you give your prompt in German, we've not translated our prompts into German, but you could translate that, and then I'll show you how you guys can do it. That's actually a great idea. So let me just get this sorted here. Header and footer. We got our images. Here's my main article. Site settings. I'm gonna choose my logo. So I'm gonna look for my little logo. So there's the Jelly Ninja. There's my logo. I'm gonna say opening a new tab. I just want the Jelly logo on the top. For this build, I was gonna say user site navigation. I'm gonna click on my content. I'm gonna go and add a video. So for fun, let's just go to YouTube.
Okay, we're not seeing what you're doing, so.
I'm just doing a quick search on YouTube paddleboarding.
Okay. So while you're looking at that, to answer Dan's question, he's not building out the G sites. He's building out the XML file for the platform for the site build. And then you import the site build into our software. So it's a dual situation. And that's how we're building the G sites. He's not building the G sites. We are building the G sites off of his export from DMT.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, Dan?
Just then with Galaxis builds us 6 silos. Each silo becomes a G site. So what we does is we create a battery. That battery then will point to a silo within our site, on our money site. And then that battery can get used up with lots of backlinks to really get it popping. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I've just added a YouTube video. I'm going to just insert a document. I'm going to insert a slide deck. And I'm going to insert my form to capture leads. Yeah.
So if anybody can't see, he's over on the right-hand side of the screen there doing that.
Can you guys see me can you see the?
There you go. Now we're better. Thank you.
Okay. So what I did is I went into G Drive. I typed in paddle. It went in and clicked find. It found my assets, and then any asset that contained paddle, I can actually grab and select it. When I click on an element over here, it gets added at the bottom. So we added a YouTube video, we added a document, slides, forms. So I'm going to put the document at the bottom.
Just remember when Matt is doing that, part of the process of building the G sites on our side, as well as it goes and creates that content for you internally within the G site to be found with what Matt's doing right now.
Yeah. And what you can do is on any page, you can add content assets anyway through this thing. So let's just say on all the silos, I just wanted to add a form on each one. I can just go like this. So there's my lead capture on each one. So here's my form. I can go like that and stick it in. So any assets that you have in your drives, you can embed into the content over here. So we got that basically done. I'm not going to do the name, address, Twitter, all that stuff. I don't have that. I'm not going to put the RSS in. But do you guys get the basic setup configuration over here? Let me just go back to the browser so I can see the questions.
Well, just one of the things that you just skipped and mention just for people is that we have the RSS feeds and we also have the sitemap build in there that can be done as well. So, those are the other two things that add to the validity of the SEO factors of the G site.
Yeah, you can put all these things in. I just haven't got them configured for you guys today. But I'm going to start this build while this is running. So once this is done, that's the basic configuration. If you click on the content article, you can see it over here. You can tweak things. Obviously, I recommend putting in your links on the index page here. I only have one backlink going to your target. And then all these internal links you can have basically link up to each other. So all the juice flows out of that one link to your silo. That's what I recommend to get the juice to flow. James is asking, the YouTube and sliders you added are were previous. Yes, you got to build your assets. So think about your slide decks and all the type of marketing material that you want. You upload it to your drive, you put a keyword in, and then you can actually find it, and then you just drop them into your blueprint, and it's all done. So then what I do now is I'm just going to click upload. So I click upload. And when it starts the first time, there might be one or two things that you need to do. Let's just check if this thing's opened up.
Well, one of the things that you have to do is validate your Gmail.
Yes.
Okay. And then sometimes, as we do literally daily, upgrades and daily fixes, because Google changes stuff all the time. Sometimes when you log back in, you're going to ask you to revalidate your email again. So it's a bit of a pain, but it's worth it.
Stick everything is in my password again. What is it again? Next. Give me 2 seconds, guys. So that's Gmail. So I'm gonna log in quickly and get that password. Yeah, Gmail's changing the way you gotta go enter password and then manually edit the first time. Come on. There we go.
Remember, we spent 4 weeks fixing this because of
Yeah,
Google's changes, Matt.
And that's annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there we go. This G site's running along, it's doing its thing. What I typically do is just watch that it's going and it's doing its stuff. It might stop. If you get a little issue, you might have to do like a small edit on like a title is too long or something like that. But then you just click on retry or skip, and it'll just go and keep on building and building and building. So that's happening in the background. So I'm going to quickly check our jobs here.
Is the little on the bottom right hand, we can't see it, but is the bar moving? Progress bar?
Yes. Yeah, no, it's building.
Okay, so on the bottom, which is below, we can't see it, but there's a progress bar on the bottom right that you can watch, and you'll see it building the entire site out.
So do you see the site getting built now?
No, we're still on your
on
main
screen
page.
share?
Yeah. We're on the blueprint page. I mean, the input page.
Is it? So you're not actually watching a building. Okay.
I mean, you got to remember what you're building is massive. It may take a while.
That's not that long, eh? But can you see a building now? I just want to show the guys doing a little bit of work here.
On the bottom right-hand corner, you can see the blue progress bar, right?
Okay, so now you can see, let's go get the next one. I'll jump back into DMT. Well, this is working. Okay. Can you see DMT now?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so DMT's got 70 left to do. I'm just going to click refresh. They'll keep on building in the background. and the G-Sites builder is doing his thing in there as well. So what's happening at the moment is DMT has done for us, has built us 198 articles. Okay, there's all the jobs it's done for us. It's written all this content. It's doing our SEO optimization on all our URLs. And this is another feature we built in for Brian Kato was while we're doing the SEO, in your exports, your CSV exports, it's adding all the meronyms and all the keyword clusters per article that's specific for that article into the exports. So when you use Brian Cato's methods and the stuff that he does inside the CSVs, the Excel spreadsheets, you have all the DMT blueprint metadata carried across for you. Does it make sense, guys?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to show you that now. Once this is done, I'm just going to show you guys that. Let's actually just take this one here. That's fine, it's done. So here's the Voma. While this is running, I was going to wait for this to finish up its job here. On the Voma, this is where we start working with DMT, okay? And we start doing advanced content writing. Every single thing that we add here is built as a prompt. You can even see it's got its right formatting, okay? This is so that the AI can understand who we want to talk to. So I'm going to let that SEO go. The website's busy building and doing its thing, okay? So I'm going to go to ChatGPT, and this is the article. It wrote the whole article. Now we've come in and we've done a copy from DMT on the article. You guys can see my ChatGPT screen?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, we got an article. We copied it, and it's got an advanced prompt on it. We throw that in there. And yeah, DMT takes that outline that we built and it starts expanding on it, and it starts writing you a beautiful article. Okay. So you can take this and you can start putting this into Grammarly, whatever you use to clean it up. But look at that great article. Fitness paddleboarding. So it starts with the keywords, SEO, and this is speaking to a specific persona type. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just press pause here for a minute. We can carry on with the SEO once I get something that I need. I'm just going to go back to fitness paddleboarding. What I did was I copied that there. I came to GTP and I wrote a basic article. That's what it does there. Now when we start taking our personas in, this is where our brand blueprint comes in. Okay. So I can say, here's our audience. I can copy that. And yeah, we got this prompt. If you scroll down, this last sentence, I shifted down here. Didn't copy that. Copy. And I want to paste this in here. So there's my target audience segments. I'm going to come in over here to the Voma. I'm going to say use the PASS copywriting framework. So I'm going to copy that there. I want to use that framework. Where is it? Yeah. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy in our persona type to target. So you can take it either and add in a short one. And this is where our advanced prompts that ChatGPT writes for us, Galaxis, helps us go. We can either take that one, or we can come down to our structured persona over here, click on that, and we can take this whole thing here and copy it in and say target this audience. So just by putting this few little copy paste in, they'll go right now and you'll see it write a totally different article. What's your thoughts on that, Pat?
It makes me cry.
Can you guys see G-Site build over here?
No.
Okay, so let me change that view again. I'm just gonna go back.
So
to
the other part about having the personas, right? That is, you can recreate the entire website in each of the 4 personas and then upload each of those personas into the G site. So you have your main website, in the main persona that you want, but now you have 4 supporting G sites in 4 different personas that people would relate to that are linking back to your site. But now you have 4 different quadrants of people that might search for the term that you're searching for, but now be able to read it in their own terms, in their own style of who they are, and the content would relate to them much easier and much faster. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Correct. So think of it this way. If you know, if you are an architect and you want to go surfboarding, you would want to have the persona of the content that you're reading be somewhat of a blueprint or a blue line, the blue person on what Matt has created, because it's going to talk more technical, more right to that kind of person, right? If it's a teacher that wants to go boarding, then your content needs to be related to how a teacher might think and how a teacher might react. And being a blueprint person or an architect person, content to a teacher type person probably isn't going to convert as well. Does that make sense to everybody? That's why we built this in.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's all about the audience.
Bank is the persona, Mr. James Michael. It's the bank concept that we use for code breakers. Yes. By the way, I sent you a message earlier, Mr. James Michael.
So can you guys see it's knocking it out? So the latest update is going to come to G Site Builder now is I got the coders, I put a suggestion in just to do a few little tweaks. So it gets more in line with our Euro optimization, which will make the content and the SEO on the G Site builders even more powerful. So that's going to be the next little tweak coming. But you can see it's just in less than 30 minutes, we've got a G Site popping out while we're doing our SEO on another blueprint. So I'm just going to shift this down because it takes control of the screen. Can you see how we've got the short codes and all this kind of stuff built into this blueprint? Let's just see how many we've got left here.
Yeah, I mean, Bernard, you know, Quora does something completely different in terms of how it is creating the content in comparison to the other sites that are ranking for you. And you can't really compare what Quora does. You know, what we like to do for the people, you know, that have Quora is run the Quora reports and get the basic information from the Quora reports that we can utilize to put into DMT, if that makes sense. Yeah, like Brian says, it's apples and oranges. It's 2 different things.
So that's what I was talking about earlier. They get like a little, it's a bit too long, then it's got to do a little tweak, a small thing, but those are minor little things. But you're going to have a 36-page G site built, and you can either have a flat file structure or you can go and edit afterwards and mimic what DMT does. But this is super powerful.
Yes, Dana. For our purposes, yes. Rank and rent is the same thing, isn't it? Rank and rank is no, it's not necessarily the same thing, but there's 2 different patterns of how they're creating the content for what they're trying to get.
Yes, one's lead generation.
Right.
So we're almost done. We've got 30 more pages of SEO to get done. And
then Matt, let me just ask, I mean, has anybody ever, I mean, who on here has hand built a G site before? Has anybody tried to hand build a regular G site before? Give me a 1 if you have. Not with any tools, just, you know, trying to build them, right? How long did it take you to just literally build the first page of a G site? How long did it take? All right. And now how many pages are we building here, Matt?
I think 36.
36 pages, all designed, all perfect, everything in order. All the content is perfect. And the first one that Brian was nearly 8 hours, right? And, you know, now you have this building them all out while we're sitting here talking, having a cup of coffee. I mean, is that retarded or just ridiculous or what? And the design is nice. They don't look like a G site. They look, like a real site, professional site, and the content, and you have the power of Google behind everything inside of it, linking back to what you want to rank for.
And your content's targeting the audience that you know that wants to read it.
Exactly. That's why when I do this, I build a G site for each of the 4 personas, right? Because now I got each of the 4 personas that are out there that people are going to, when they, based on their keyword search, is going to be kind of like their persona. And if they're going to find my G site, then it's going to be the one that resonates with them. And it's not going to be men are from Mars and women are from Venus or the other way around, right? It's just going to sync. That's why this piece here with what Matt did with DMT is just absolutely radical. Don't you agree, Joanne?
No, you can't do all this work. It's impossible.
Sally,
the thing is, if you,
she needs a link to DMT, it's a no-brainer. We'll get to that in a minute.
So here's oh yeah, guys, please just check your spam if you sign up for DMT. Some people's logins have been getting stuck in the spam files. Just whitelisted, and then you should never. So here we go. It's DMT's. This is building along, checking the stuff in. This is great. So that's going to the web now. Job done. How many jobs we got left? Yeah, we got 3 SEOs left to do. Let's get those last little jobbies done. Where was it? Bulk SEO local. Who uses post snippets, and who uses the SEO framework for their WordPress websites? Okay, so I think that's all the SEO done. Yeah, job done. So what we've done is we've created a digital marketing blueprint. Okay, this is the blueprint. Every single element that we're using here is designed to be a prompt. So if we wanted to do a D dot article targeting an analytical persona, we can go and copy and paste this, stick it into ChatGPT, and like I did here, say take this outline, and this is not even an outline we've done. We just took the actual article. I'll show you another example of an outline shortly. There it's written all the content, right? So we can either take that copy there, we can copy that in and come to DMT and paste it into our article. So we paste it in. You see it's got this weird formatting and stars and stuff. You don't have to do anything. What we do in DMT is we just say basically convert, poof, and it switches around, and then we go save. If it doesn't save, it's just because your meta is a bit long here. But so let's have a look at what we've done over here. Fitness paddleboarding in city, state, brand name. Keywords, explore fitness boarding, city. Can you guys read that? Let me go in a bit more.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I can read it, but I got a 55-inch screen too, so.
Sure. Okay, cool. So there's a localization all done, right? And then obviously we've got nothing in our article here. We could just go say Control C, ChatGPT.
Yeah, Bernard, you always want to submit to your, to GS indexing and everything. You don't want to just leave it sit out there like that.
Yeah, it's just to show the guys how we can integrate, take that article and go poof, and localize it. So you can see us sticking it in.
Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
So one of the things I was going to mention, Bernard's asking about Quora versus DMT. If it ranks, doesn't it? Same results. The thing is that Quora, you have to go keyword by keyword. You have to know what the keyword is in order to get kind of that top-down approach. My issue with that is that that's incredibly labor intensive and a lot of time to go through your keyword, and then you silo it out, and then you go next keyword and silo it out. The benefit of using DMT is that you're going that top-down approach, but it does it in bulk. So I'm a big fan of doing that, because then we can take, if you're using both, because like I said, I use both DMT and Quora. What I will do is I'll take DMT, I'll get my structure, my silos, get everything put together there. And then if we need to work on ranking something, that's when I'm taking it into Quora, because then I can get more granular with stuff.
Yeah.
But DMT gives me the structure, the silo. It's the 80-20, right? We're going to Pareto principle this. This is going to give me the 80-20. It gets me all the stuff that I need. We blast it out there. And then we determine, okay, what needs to get tuned, what needs to get, buttoned up for ranking purposes. That's when I'm layering in things like Quora or other tools, Surfer, Phrase, things like that.
Perfect. Thank you.
So I'm going to jump to I'm going to show you guys what we built for Brian. So you can see I just went and quickly typed in paddleboard and I just de-optimized the URLs even more, made them move shorter. So if you look at the builds, right, we've got everything in there, but we don't have our article in. So this is where we just come in and we say, okay, I want to bulk append. And we go bang. And everything that's generated in the content library now gets bound to the article. And then we can just go each one and we can just go convert and then tweak and modify each page. And that's what we do. So this page by page, this way we come on optimized format, tweak things out, save things. But what's great about DMT is now that we've done all this framework work, that's why it's called, they're talking about framework. We do all the horrible work up front for you in less than an hour or 2 hours. And then you got the rest of the month, the 30 days to really focus on the campaign. And should you want to generate more articles, you can use article blocks. You just fill this form in here and you can customize specifically what you want. Typically, once my framework article is written, I create content blocks, which will appear over here. And the content block allows us to put in a target keyword. So it can be a question. The market, the segments, these are all things that will be included. What are the keywords you want to add? What type of writing framework would you like to work with when you write this content block? There's over 40 different frameworks. What would you like? A blog outline, a feature article? Would you like a list of pains? Would you like PPC ad, a PPC headline, a list of problems, points of interest? Whatever you select and what topics you want to have covered, you press submit. It's going to create a content block. What you can do as well is underneath this, we've got the keyword assistant, the keyword clusters. We can go and look at all the questions and say, give me this, write a content block about these questions because they weren't in your article. Those things can get all appended. And then once it's all built, sorry, I clicked the wrong one.
You know what's good about that, Matt?
I'm listening.
Is that you have the questions right there. And if you have Quora, and not the Quora software, but the Quora social and Reddit, and you create those questions and the answers in Quora and Reddit, with the new search parameters, that Google has, and obviously loving both of those two properties and owning one of them, I believe, you're going to have an opportunity to get that question when people ask that question popped up into the search results with you being the one that answered the question. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's perfect. Perfect sense. So check what we've done, guys. In this workshop that we've done today, we've de-optimized all the URLs. Every single page that we have in a semantic web that we've created is unique. Okay, there might be a slight things are similar, but they're not the same topics. We use Galaxis to write all our content for our battery. We bulk appended all the articles. We did the local SEO setting, and there it's all done for us. So I'm going to click on this sub fitness classes and see what we got. So I typically just close that, convert that, H2 that, or do whatever I need to do. If I like that headline more, I can go in over there. Yeah, so you just go like this, and you can get all these options. And this is where you come in and you put your little shortcodes and everything that you want inside here, tweak everything. If you go into G site, you won't be adding shortcodes theoretically into all of that because it won't work on the G site, but it was going to WordPress. So there I've saved it. Waiting for this page to reload. And there's everything done. So coming back to Brian's exports, to get an XML, I got the export manager. I can click on generate the XML. And it'll build this. I right click on it and I say save link. Okay. So when I do that, I can take that file and go to WordPress to the WP Silo Builder plugin, Silo Importer. Now this is a blank WordPress. There's no posts. There's no categories. And there's no pages. Okay. So I'm going to take the Solid builder. I'm going to go Solid importer.
And that's something that you
Publish.
give everybody with that they have that plugin, right?
Yeah, I'll show you where to get it. It's part of the
Yeah.
subscription. So
Right,
yeah, we're
right.
just going to say browse. I'm going to go to my exports. I'm going to grab my blueprint that I've exported out. It's there. Primary keyword, which is a slug, we'll keep it there. And then obviously we're going to use the page title as the title. What's nice about this is you can have different variants. If you want to have target long keywords in the slugs, you can put a page title. But for the setting, this is a default. I was going to say import. Now, this is going to go and actually do a build for you in the background. It's going to use the WP cron to run, and it's going to start building out all the pages and all the posts. And it basically runs on a 10-minute cron. So if you don't see something at front, it's fine. But there, I've done my job there. That's going to go map everything out for me on that website. I'm going to come back to DMT. I'm going to start doing what Brian does. I'm going to click generate my annual content plan or my monthly plan. I'm going to save this. That is 2775. And when we open this up, here's our content calendar. So yeah, we've got all the months of the year when you want things published. You can choose what you want to do with it. And then as we're going down, there's our article. I'm just going to hide this for now, just so you can see the columns. So all our articles are in there. And once we clean them up, they'll have all the HTML. But basically, here's all the extra goodies. When we do the SEO, let's just take this one up. You have all these columns populated.
Ugh.
So there's your slug. There's your meta title. Description. You got the article. Then obviously this has got down one. There's your synonyms, meronyms, related questions. You get 3. They got your local tokens in them as well. Information keywords, your commercial keywords, your transaction keywords, service keywords, associated entities, your nouns, adjectives, intent, nodes, edges for every single one, and then your article summary for your RSS. It's all done and dusted for you guys. Brian, what would you do with that?
Freak in the sheets, baby.
Yeah, there's so much stuff you could do with that. What's beautiful about what you guys are doing here is that, so with this content build out, you have a roadmap for the client, and depending on, you know, how many articles or whatever a client gets per month,
Good point. Yeah.
you have the one thing that clients want to know if you're doing agency work is that you have a plan. There's nothing that will piss them off faster and more effectively than them to feel like you're flying by the seat of your pants. Well, what are you doing next month? I don't know. We're going to look at Google and see what comes up, and we'll kind of adjust course. This at least gives you a roadmap on, it gives you a roadmap on here's action plan for the next year. I mean, at that point, you could potentially at an agency level lock them into a 12-month contract. And there would be very little pushback because look, we have our shit together and we have a plan.
Right.
We know exactly what we're going to do for you over the next 12 months. You know, figure out what kind of link building you need to do in here, figure out, you know, what kind of, you know, any icing on the cake that you may need to do. But you have your content plan already built out here. You know exactly what you're writing about. You know exactly what you have that strategy in place.
You got a whole year's worth of GPB posts as well.
Exactly.
Right.
Load it up, go to town.
It's there.
Q&As for your Q&As for your you know, your GPB site, your knowledge panel on your Q&As. You know, you ask the question and then you answer it yourself, and boom, you got it. So it shows up.
So you can upload this file to the brand architect, and you can come to ChatGPT, and you can go to your brand summary. We click on this.
Well, Brian and Matt, while he's doing that, why don't you tell Justine I think it's Justine or Justin, Justine, what kind of money that you're getting for the service that she just mentioned in the chat. You beat me to it. And do you have any trouble getting that price when you're talking to people?
No, absolutely not. And this is actually a prerequisite before I will even work with the client. I need to have your content plan in place. This is the foundational, just like us doing, a drive stack or any of that. This is foundational work.
Right.
If I don't have the DMT plan, or if I don't have a game plan, strategy plan behind it, we don't move forward with the work.
Well,
This is a
then
non-negotiable.
Yeah.
But you could totally do this just single use only.
Well, the other
Nice,
part
Dan,
that
nice.
yeah, good, nice one, Dan. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But
you know,
the thing
Brian,
is you could totally do this. Sell a
Okay, it's a
blueprint.
bit.
But Brian, let me say to this point, right? If you come and talk to a client that's looking for a service, and this is what you
Yep.
provide to him, and somebody else comes and wants to, be promoting and trying to get and be your competition, you pretty much got to believe that they don't have a snowball's chance in hell of getting the customer, because they can't provide this kind of quality plan, this quality, content, and the whole
impossible.
architecture. So you just blow them out of the water. I mean, there's just no way.
Well,
They're
and as I was
superior.
mentioning before Matt jumped on here, one of the other things that I really like with DMT is that, and sorry, Matt, I mentioned this before you got on here, and it's one thing that I feel I should really reiterate. With DMT, you're also looking at the financial aspect and the financial component of what these keywords are. So in the DMT, when you're setting it up, you also can say, okay, is this like a money keyword? Yes, we have the search volume, there's a commercial intent for it, but what's the profit margin? What's the average cost per sale? That's one component that sets my proposals off from a lot of other competitors, because that's not the shit that most SEOs are going to talk about. Most SEOs are going to talk about how we're going to rank your keywords and we're going to do H1s and we're going to optimize your on page. Very few of them, from a sales perspective, will talk about what's the actual financial impact of this keyword. Is it 80% of your business?
Right.
Do you offer a trial period? Do you offer a refund policy on this? These are all things that when you get into Matt's training and into DMT, these are questions before you even pick up the software or start firing it up, like keyword research. Those are all things that you can have before you even bring them on board, which will completely set you apart from any of your competition, because you're talking about money, which is, at the end of the day, what a business really cares about. Businesses are in the market to make money. And when you talk about that and you're speaking their language, hey, we can do all of these things. This is the easy button on siloing, getting your keywords, doing all of that. But unless you're talking to a client about the financial impact of what this can do for their business, it's having it properly ranked out, the benefits of, going up. You can bypass a lot of that just by saying, hey, look, we have a system. We know what works. These are tools in our toolbox. But what we're really focused on is we want to make you more money. And if you have that conversation with them, you can pull all that information into DMT. That'll help kind of guide your keyword research, how you go about using the tool. That's a game changer right there. And I don't throw that term in there lightly. That is one thing that if you talk to your clients about, you will make the sale more often than not.
Let me get this all in order so we can sort of see this nicely.
Well,
yeah, that's perfect.
it just gives you credibility heads and shoulders above anybody else they're going to talk to, because most everybody else is just going to be pulling up a lot of bullshit to make it sound like they know what they're doing, and half of them don't, right?
Yep.
Okay, so what's the time now? Let's see what we've done, guys. We come into DMT. We clicked on the blue button, open the architect up. We asked the architect, just do this for me. It gave us the brand template. We came to the brand template. We filled it in, did the drill, started our project. From our project, we analyzed the market. We found out where all the traffic was. We chose one target, fitness, and we basically de-optimized. We then did the SEO. We then generated our content. We looked at our analysis and we started playing around with all the information and writing the copy for our specific audience. When we were finished with optimizing this content and getting everything all the stuff that we wanted, we exported either on export or on market analysis. So we're on market analysis now. There's the plugin over here. Here's the XML. So if I click on that, that creates the XML. Right click save. Or if I come down to export, sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. On export manager, we have the XML file there. These ones have all the detail row by row, super detailed on the content and the monthly pans. We then can export out different things. For Backlink Factory, if we scroll down, there's the top backlinks that are pointing to that website, but this is the one that we want here. For the backlink keyword stack, this is for Backlink Factory now. If I open this blueprint up, this download, every single keyword that we found, you can import into Backlink Factory. So all the column headers are designed to work with Backlink Factory. You can come in here and add your local modifiers, but with that drill that we did in the beginning, we're now sitting with what's this 112 keywords around paddleboarding fitness. Okay, so there's all the keywords that we've targeted. If you want to populate this form, okay, with all the keywords, you just come back to the website architecture on your silo level, and you can tell it, add back in all the other keywords that you found. So if I do that in a second, on top of the blueprint that we have here, it'll take a minute or so. Let's go to paddleboard, set that. That's going to go and mine all our keyword research, and it's going to stick all those other silos back in again. And that's all the other keywords. So you can imagine from the beginning, we had all the traffic keywords, like a lot of similar type of terms compared to what we have. We can just shove those all back in, delete what we don't want, and then we got a totally different blueprint. Or once we've exported our blueprint out, right? So think about this. Every time you export a blueprint out, there is a configuration file. So when I look at my exports, I've now got to export for a specific market, targeting a specific keyword, that the content is written for a specific persona type and a specific audience type. I just have to keep a library of these XML files, and I can deploy them either through G-Site. I can deploy them to WordPress like we did here. So here's WordPress. We went to WordPress, silo importer. We pulled the XML in. It's going to create all our pages in the hierarchy. It's gone and created all the categories. So there's all the categories, and it's put all the posts in. So there's all our posts all added into this website. So when we view the site, if we go to appearance, widgets, what's great about the WP Silo plugin is all we need to do is take the widget and drag it in over here, say what you want to show, and then on the actual website, it pops up over here. Okay. So if you click on the article, that's what came out of DMT. There's the whole article in there. Stand-up paddleboards, all the contents in there. Now, obviously, this is a rough site. We've done the formatting, but here we can see stand-up paddleboarding, and there we can see all the posts. Click on the post. Health benefits. There's the post. We just have to add our images. Everything's interconnected. Okay. So what's coming for the members now is a new plugin that we're working on. The problem with a lot of the plugins is that shortcodes don't actually work up inside the header and the footer. So we created a new one called the shortcode SEO framework. And basically, you can take any of these shortcodes, and if you put them into post snippets, which this is built upon, you can add maps, you can add all kinds of things and put them there, unique selling positions. I'll just zoom in, so you can see this. But we've got the city, the state, the business name, business number, email, all of these. And what this is do is we create a cached version for that guy when he comes in, and we'll show it to him. You can add spin text into this, you can do all kinds of stuff. But this is a new little plugin we've been playing with, and for localization, this is really great to do global changes across your entire website. It also works with the SEO framework. It works in conjunction with that. What's cool about this is you can take this here, you can copy this, and you can come to ChatGPT, and you can say to ChatGPT on the article, you just say incorporate these shortcodes into the article. So in the local version with the content generation, these shortcodes are going to start getting built in as well where needed. So here we can see SUP, we can see the state, the city.
Wow.
This just to give you an example how it localizes that. And that'll go on all our content. And then all we do is for our global call to actions and things like that, name, address, phone number, we put it in once inside post snippets. I've made a little config file guys can import, and they just put their own stuff in. You can use spin tags, you can use nested spin tags. So you can think about this. It's going to come in and give you a lot of different ways you can add additional stuff into your content. So they didn't use all to say use logic to apply or where required. Now you can't say all, you must make it more specific for AR, so all shortcodes. And you don't have to have managers AR. I know some people say you must say yes, please, and all this stuff. It makes no difference. Okay, so we can go like that, and that will change the personality of that prompt, and we'll start sticking other things in wherever it's needed. Okay, so these are a bit more advanced things we can do, but that's another little plugin. I just wanted to show you guys today on the call. Shown you guys a lot, but in a nutshell, with Digital Marketers Toolbox, it's very simple. Follow the production line. There's your golden road. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yep,
Okay, perfect.
I can hear you.
Okay. So yeah, here's the example. We just pushed all our keywords with traffic back into our blueprint. Okay, we only target the low-hanging fruit, which was that one. We can now push all those ones back in just by clicking that button. So in a nutshell, it's super simple. The way I come with DMT is I go new blueprint, ChatGPT, brand architect, drill it, I analyze my domain, I go through the market analysis. There's a lot of information that's really good. It really helps you, like especially if you get down to the semantic web. Let's just come down. I want to show you guys this. So out of the second tab in the marketing blueprint, if you go down to the semantic web and you go to the semantic overview and you don't understand what's going on, in the paddleboard market, there it's actually mapped absolutely everything out for you. I was going to zoom in so you guys can see that. So there you go to types of paddleboards, the material used, the accessories, activities involved with it. So there's the yoga stuff coming in. That's why I picked up on it. There's all your nested bullet points, your semantic maps, your semantic graph. This is all the stuff talked about within it. The consumers, the market trends, the contextual relationships and intent for each thing, your content types, and then your entity optimization. So it basically breaks everything out. It gives you an example for some schema as well. Synonyms, gives you ideas for linking for the guys that are new to backlinking. So it gives us a lot of great information, and all this stuff can be used with ChatGPT, every single one of these prompts. What's the last thing was on the branding?
Hey, Matt. Real
Mhm.
quick, can we go back to the chat GPT thing? Fire up that DMT CSV export. And then I like providing a little bit of value. We're just gonna drop this in here for everyone watching.
Do you want a normal
So-
ChatGPT?
Use your the DMT one, and then we're gonna take we're gonna upload the CSV that you have from the DMT, and then I just dropped a prompt in here for everyone. Go ahead and copy paste that prompt right in there. And I misspelled social in there. You'll have to throw in another L.
Nugget time.
Okay, I'm copying the whole.
Yeah, just
Chat
drop that
chat.
drop that whole thing in there.
So stick it in like that.
Yeah, and then where it says social, just add an L there. I mistyped that. Perfect.
Dan Kennedy. Okay, cool. Booms. This bread oak tastes good. I want to see what it does. It amazes me every day. It comes up with new things. This is going to be cool. There we go. Did I put up the right CSV?
Yeah, you can go in. We can build this out a little bit more. You can click
Just
continue.
within that one file, you've just created all the posts that you need for how long?
So it's 3 posts per week for Facebook for the month of September. Now we can also adjust this. Let's do this here, and we're going to make one more edit.
I'm just going to go your flash memory. It's still working with the.
We'll do this, and then we'll say 500 characters. You'd also do that as well. And then just add post length 500 characters. I threw a new one in the chat here.
Let's copy that quickly. Oh, there's two there. Okay.
Duplicated. Yep.
So there, okay, it's looking at the thing. No, I was doing my last project. It's like those headlines look a bit odd. Should be about paddleboarding. That's weird.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's.
I was gonna say, yeah. Make sure it's the right one.
Thank you, Bernard.
There we go. That's going.
And then you can run it recursively and just say, hey, build out these posts more completely, expand on them, do whatever you want. You could do the entire frameworks like you have in DMT, PAS,
Right.
CER, any of those other kind of frameworks, and build onto these. So this is what we do actually for social posting. Almost this exact same process here. And it's like, if you wanted to, you could take this same process and have a social media marketing company built around this. I mean, there are a lot of practical potential for what Matt is showing us today here using DMT.
Yeah, you can do anything. In this workshop, we've built a 35-page, well, 155-page website. Here's all here's the website. All the content's there. If we add the silos in, we'll see everything. We built the G site. We built this one over here. There's a site. That's a 36-page G site. I showed the guys you just had to drag and drop. You can make nested silos. With the next update, it'll come out with G site build. It'll automatically do this. But the way we did that was we just simply came to the actual project, and on pages, we found our keyword, and all we did was drag the posts to create the silo structure. So you can just go like that. So as you come and tweak these things out and you make them your own, 5. Yeah, and there's the last 2. And the last one.
Well, look what Dan wrote in there.
So go like that, publish, and then we can view this. And there's it there. So there we just put all our sites, and there we just siloed this whole G site. See what Dan said?
Yeah. That's one I didn't know.
We're working with image creation. I'm still doing a lot of testing on the image creation. I'm not happy yet, so I'm still playing a lot. With the image creation, I've been just using the plugins that are existing in ChatGPT in WordPress. I'll show you what I'm using at the moment. They've been pretty useful, but
Well, you know, if you're using G sites, you have we have Image Maker and G sites too, based on your prompt.
oh right, I didn't see that one. AR Postpics is quite cool, and then the other one I've been using is for like free pictures. Where is that one? But basically, if we go to a page, so on the pages, if we go edit a page, I can take this article here and I can generate an image with Elemental. That's one thing I've been doing. There's another thing here. Where is it? Instant images. I can just type in paddleboard. And I'll go and actually find the images. I can just stick them in. So that's what I've sort of been doing for images, just to chuck them into the thing. If we go out of here, we get the posts. On AR post pics, we can either just say what we want to and save it, or we can go to the post level. And if we edit this one, and I scroll down, I can say find my prompt. It reads my article above here. It says there a collection of essential paddleboarding accessories, including blah, blah, blah. We can say the size, how many we want, the style, the effect, the artist. So if I just run a generic thing, I'll go and draw a picture, but some of them aren't that great. So I think it's something that needs to get worked, still developed. They are getting better. I think Symphony is quite good. We are playing with Jet. I'd love to automate that, but at the moment, these are the type of things that we're getting out. So I can add this to the post. I can set it as a featured image. And when I save this, I go view. That's what we're sort of getting at. There's the article and the image in there. So it comes out pretty cool. What do you guys think? But that's what I'm using at the moment. It's easiest because I'm in the WordPress environment. So I've been playing with that one, and I've been playing with the picture one. Post snippets is what I use for my shortcodes. So you can sort of see all over here. So if I go to city and I just edit this, there's the spin text, how we're doing spin text. So what happens is when we run this, when the page loads, it'll take, say, St. Francis, and we'll run that for a full day. So when the guy comes back, you'll see St. Francis again. It won't change. So it caches that page for that type of client. When he comes back, it'll recognize that, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so the plugins are super powerful. But between DMT, we come in, we target our market, we understand the keywords, understand the reports, we decide what we're going to build in our site structure. We use Galaxis to go build it out. We delete what we don't want. We then generate our content. And then for the SEO, the SERP analysis, this is a feature where you can click and we're going to download all the top 100 results. So we can actually start seeing all the top headlines they're ranking and all the things that they're saying. So you can pull in all that information as well. Is it required? It depends on what you want to do. But as you can see with DMT, it's a simple production line of blueprint, choose your market keyword, generate with Galaxis, generate your content, do your SEO, optimize everything, export it out. And I bought 3 sites, literally seconds. Oh, there you go. You can check all these things. So then we can have a guy just sitting around. And I think this looks really good. Pat, what do you think? We've done this live with the guys.
Yeah, no,
Brian,
this is
what's your thoughts on these G sites?
Yeah.
You've taken it to a different level, my friend.
If Chris finishes this latest update,
Yeah.
the URLs are going to be much shorter. They're going to be optimized like we optimized in Blueprint. So it's going to mirror what we did in DMT. There was just a little thing he's going to tweak there for me. But then we're going to get the short URLs. We're going to get the content headlines. And then obviously page by page, whatever we embed, we can have multiple embeds all over this website. And then all the stuff that you guys teach with calendars and all those kinds of other things, it's in a beautiful site. This can pass as a business site.
Oh,
If
absolutely.
you clean it up. The audience, what do you guys think? What's your thoughts on the G site that you saw today? We showed you a lot, but the process is literally 6 steps.
What do you guys think? There's still 50 of us here. What's the price for? Oh, well, you want to put your buy links in the on the screen or in the chat there, Mr. Matt?
Yeah, I'll check your links in there, Pat. Just get them quickly. I'm going to put Pat's links in, guys, just so we can track these two, Pat.
While he's doing that, Brian, you want to just do a 3-minute recap of what Backlink Factory is, because nobody knows what it is, if you can pull it up.
I won't be able to pull it up, but I can kind of talk people through it.
Okay, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, so Backlink Factory is essentially a Google Sheet building software that you can use as kerosene on a fire. So if you have stuff like what Matt's showing you here today, if you've got G sites, if you're trying to amplify anything that you're building links to, Backlink Factory is one way that you can go about doing that. It helps you amplify any of the links. It helps you to just add that extra juice to any of your link building. So
what makes those different than any other backlink?
They're Google Sheet links, and there's all kinds of fun stuff you can do with that.
So in other words, you're getting a 98 DA backlink directly from Google with what Matt and Brian are talking about with Backlink Factory. So it gives you another howitzer cannon.
And you're able to, a lot of people think that with Backlink Factory, you're just trying to slam the links together. The way I tend to approach it is a little bit different. It's the way that I do it is it's similar to what Matt's doing here with a website, but we're not going to have to build out the full website. Think about it like we're creating just link indexes, if you will.
Right.
So it's the same process. This is why DMT and Backlink Factory work so well together, because we're not going out there and just spamming the same link over and over and over and over. What we're doing is we're strategically creating connections between this, and you're able to kind of bridge that gap with just text only, as well as with full-on websites.
And you also Matt, when you were showing earlier, I don't know if people realized it at the time, but DMT lists and pulls out all of the keywords that you can utilize for the backlinks and backlink factory, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to show you that now again. We added all the other keywords back in, so I'm going to pull that report again and show you how it changed. Guys, when you click that link, you should come to networkempireframework.com. The monthly fee is 127, but if you use the coupon, you get it for 97. For the annual, you get 2 months free. Plus, we give you save 380 as a coupon, which makes it basically 890. So that gives you the full year. And with that, you get access to our certification event. This is where we do events twice a year. You get the plugins that we create. You get access to DMT, and you get access to all our private workshops and our members area. Well, Brian, you've been part of this for many years.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go to DMT to answer Pat's question. I'm going to scroll down to exports. I'm going to go to export manager. Now, we did click in the website architecture. We clicked on add all the keywords back into the blueprint, the money keywords or traffic keywords. And we scroll down to backlink stack. We click on this one. Right click save. We can just click on that to save it. 72755. Yes. There's our backlink stack. And now we've got 1,332 keywords.
Shazam. All done
Including
for you.
all the keyword, including all the
Metrics.
questions for paddle boarding and everything. So if we get to put a filter on here, insert filter.
Oh, so you could set that up under column A and column B for your primary and secondary keyword mix.
Yeah, the column edges work with factory, so it'll recognize the columns. So we're going to say it contains a Y or what, whatever. So you can come in and tweak it out and find all the questions. To sort this A to Z. So there's all the models. Best. You can see it's got all the intent. Can. Fitness. If you see some weird things come through, you can just delete them from your keyword stack underneath your theme keywords. Yeah.
But what you're doing is you're generating keywords that nobody else is going to really find within DMT, so that, you know, when you utilize the system and content and you're doing the articles and everything else and the personas, and then you know the keywords for the backlinks and you backlink them to a blog post. I mean, you're going to be pretty much the only one out there that's got that content. Yeah,
we've got everything, so we can export anything out. But that's how we get the backlinks. And we've only drilled like 4 keywords for keyword research for SEMrush. But from those 2,000 keywords, we can build 2,000 websites, depending on each part of that niche. If we wanted to go to the extent to really like dominate the market, but because of a generative search engine, when it reads through all the semantic web that we create around that one keyword, we've covered all the topics, the questions. We're answering the things that are relevant to persona. And obviously, when you go through manually and tweak it, you're going to be building in your USP, unique selling position, your viable proposition. You're going to have your Shopify little links popping in. So you can link that to Shopify if you're selling the boards. You can link to a blog. You can link to a video. You can link to social. It's up to you guys what you want to do. But what's great about this is that everything is built by almost like a production line standard. You get this consistent way of getting through all the data very, very quickly. Justin, do you have two tutorials on Inside when you log in for the first time? We've got an hour workshop which walks you through the whole process over there. And then that workshop's broken down into step-by-step how we use the brand architect, what we talk about. I go through each thing, and then I go through each stage over here. I try to do workshops once or twice a month when we're not too deep in the coding, because we're constantly updating DMT. It's like weekly updates are coming out. We do workshops, but this is why I like to do certification in April and then typically in October. But I think we'll be doing a certification starting off probably in 2 weeks' time. We're going to bring it forward because DMT's work is so great. we can then go work through our certification material from April, but now we can actually do the workshops where I work with the guys and answer the questions, and we go through stage by stage with them. Scott, what do you mean by what's needed to do all this? It depends what you need. You need WordPress or a G-site email, a Gmail to build either G-sites. You need a hosting for WordPress. If you're going to use WordPress.com, they charge you, I think, $30 a month to install plugins. That's what, $300 a year. But then obviously you're going to inherit some of the domain authority as well. Certification, Justin, certification is just like where we go through all the big ideas. In April, we showed the guys how to reverse engineer, like how to find products. And we focus a lot on e-commerce and Shopify and how to find niches and products. And then obviously we went through advanced ways of using ChatGPT. From that event, that spawned a lot of the updates we've built into DMT now and a lot of the more automation. So what took us maybe 10 or 12 hours to do is taking us 30 minutes to 2 hours. That blueprint that I built today, which we imported took me literally 2 hours just to clean it up. And that was 155 pages, which is roughly 5 G sites we could build out. Now, obviously, I've not taken care. I've just grabbed anything and stuck it in. But if you sit and put the right images, you embed all your assets and you have everything in place, then it's just a matter of deploying and turning these things on, getting them into your search console, and then getting them indexed. And then obviously you're going to start picking up on the traffic over here. Does that make sense? Scott, yeah, those
Hey,
are the 3
Matt.
tools that I use. Yeah.
Keep going. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was looking at Scott's question. DMT, G-Site, and Backlink Factory. That's basically the only tools I really use. Elemental, and I'm using Generate Press as a theme on some of my sites. I know other guys use Divi, but those are the main tools. What we do is SEMrush is we go fetch the cream. I do use SEMrush, but I use SEMrush for tracking and doing other things. But it's not a tool that's a daily tool that I use. My daily tools are ChatGPT for what I do, DMT, and then it's obviously building the backlinks and getting the promotional content out.
So you're in South Africa, right?
Yeah, I live in Jeffreys Bay.
Okay.
It's 'cause I like surfing.
Open up a new browser. Open up a new browser for me.
Yeah.
Because some people are asking me, well, the G sites really work? Do they really rank or whatever? So go into a search and just type in a keyword called sweet. I'm just taking a shot here. Hopefully it'll work. Vegan cookie company. Because they say, do they rank? Do they index? Do they do anything? Right. So obviously that's the company name, and look at the number 2 spot, and you're in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So just click on it. And, I just want to show people that it is real. It does work. It is a G site. So click on it.
You got more than 2. You got 1 there as well.
I know we got 2 on there. It's ridiculous. Maybe 3 actually.
Let's have a look.
So if you could do this and you're talking to your customers and clients, and you could put 2 or 3 different additional properties, taking space away from other people, how important would that be? And obviously this is nothing like what Matt makes. We just did this as a test for Walmart to prove that, it works. It can rank, it can get there, it can index, and the whole 9 yards, right? So,
yeah.
And if everybody here tries this on your browser, I would encourage you to do that right now and type in the chat, what number did you see it where you are? Because I feel a cookie search coming, Vint says.
No, that's great, guys. This is so productive, and the content's good. Now, obviously, we've not gone through and done Grammarly and all those other kind of things, but people can't work this fast. It's just impossible, and they won't be able to think. They won't be able to think about this. I wanted to show you guys a content outline quickly.
Joanne, what do you mean
So-
by the prompt? What prompt are you looking for? 3 to 5 in New Zealand, right? So, or I guess that's New Zealand.
Yeah,
NZ.
I use Indexer as well. Yeah. The Indexer we're using is, I think it's Indexer. Let's just check. Link Indexer or something like that. Yeah, links Shinter.
Number 2 in Georgia, number 3 and 5 in NZ. Number 2 in Jersey. Number 1 on Mars. I mean, we're getting out there, baby.
What I wanted to show you guys, there was another thing. The last thing was, what was it?
So anyway, that's the power of what Matt is sharing with you here, and the combining the, the two weapons along with other Google properties like Backlink Factory. You've just got an atom bomb, and nobody else can compete with you.
I just want to flush all the articles. I want to delete all the content blocks.
Right, number 1's the main site. Correct, should be. Thanks, Vince.
Okay, so I was going to quickly delete some articles here. I just want to show what the outlines look like because you guys haven't seen that yet. For your quality content.
Number 1 in Texas. All right. Well, actually, I think no, they're not in Texas, but hey, Matt, I tell you one thing. One thing about me is like I don't like to delete anything, which is why I've got like 986,000 emails in my Gmail account. So whenever you start deleting shit like this, it just like freaks me out.
So there
no,
got,
don't delete it. Don't delete it. We gotta try, gotta start over.
So there I've just got one keyword I want to target a niche. I'm just going to go in here and say, create me a content outline. That will go and do the little build quickly. And I'll just show you what it looks like.
Well, thanks guys for sticking around.
Yeah, sorry for not getting in. I had to go through a bunch of hoops to get Zoom working.
No, I don't want to answer that question from Dan. You can look at it when you're done. But I put my phone number in there, so if anybody wants to learn more about G Sites or Backlink Factory or how we're doing what we're doing, just give me a call and we'll talk about it. I want to do something special for Matt putting this on for us. So
let's go look at another article quickly. Existing. Let's go look at Zembro. Yeah, man. And that's also. Why is that taking so long? Oh, it's in the queue. It's just waiting. Okay. Yeah, when it comes back, I'll show you guys what the outline looks like with. But basically, you copy this, you just throw it into ChatGPT, and it'll build you a beautiful article. Let's go back to chat. And I use the mini version. Let's check for another one. Existing.
I just want to know, we got guys from around the world at 6 a.m. in the morning, and they got up at 3 a.m. to watch you. So
Shit, I'm sorry.
Still there.
Coconut oil. No, these are all proper articles. This will be the last thing I'm going to show you guys, and then I think someone's just writing articles at the moment. But basically, what an article outline looks like is it gives you a semantic analysis, it gives you the outline of the content, and you just click go, and it goes and builds that whole thing out for you. Yeah, it's sitting in a queue. But yeah, that's Digital Marketer's Toolbox in a nutshell, guys. And this is how it works seamlessly with G-Site Builder, with Backlink Factory, and it's super potent. It does its job. It's taken us a while to get it done, but the output's really good. Cool. With the pro and the agency, what's the difference between pro and agency? It's just volume. A lot of guys do a lot more keyword drills. So obviously the pro allows for you to get much more credits to do much more mining. That's the difference between the two. We've not really pushed much more into the agency version other than stuff that happens in the VOMA, giving you more detail there. But for the guys starting off, pros adequate. I'll get on the annual package, lock it down, and then just get in and work. We do workshops often, and if you guys are stuck, you can always hit me up on Skype. I'll help you out. I'll jump in a call and get you guys trained up.
I mean, and I know Brian's here too, but Matt, you have to be insane not to understand that the price that you have on an annual is far less than some of these other companies are charging just for their shitty ass website builders, tied into a Chat GPT or, something like that. And, or these AppSumo programs that are, 200 lifetime, 500 lifetime bullshit like this. I mean, they're child's play compared to what you've created here for the little bit of money. And I told you this last time that, I'm not going to do this again if you don't raise your prices.
No, but the thing is, I want people to succeed. But yes, the prices are going to go up, especially when we add our marketing, the ad generation module that's coming out soon. We're going to start pushing that price up. But here's a picture of the outline with the entity, the title, the semantic entity. You just copy that, come in there, paste. This is just the raw paste, and check this article writes for you. It's already SEO'd. And this is for a specific audience. So that's what's great about DMT. It's really, really, it's so, guys, it saves you so much time. You got
so
time
drilled
to think,
down, right?
It's unbelievable.
All right, brother. Anybody have any? Are prices locked in, or are they going to go up after we buy?
No, once you buy, we don't change your price point. That's your subscription. If you cancel your subscription and the price model changes, then obviously you'll have to come in at the new price point. But we've got guys still on our 450 deal that we started off 3 years ago. They're still running on that beginner deal. So no, the prices don't change once you're in.
Right. How long is your discount good for?
Those coupon codes are there probably for like a month or two, and then it's going to come down once we change the prices. But I would get in there, guys. Don't waste your time. You're going to spend weeks and weeks and weeks wasting your time. Whereas with this, we've built 2 websites in 2 hours, 3 hours. How long does this call me?
Yeah, exactly.
Now you can hand those things off to your team. You can deploy them, hand them off to your team, tell them, guys, this is what it means to you. Make it clean it up. They go do the SEO, little tweaks, pictures, make it pretty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, right. Any last thoughts, Brian? You got any comments or questions?
Oh, somebody asked, is there a separate sign-in for VA? If you have a VA, can they use your sign-in, or is it locked to a single sign-in, or do they have to use a VPS?
You guys use one account, or you have to buy 2 accounts. We don't have in the previous versions we built where guys could log in and no one used it. So there's a lot of money invested into giving guys extra logins and stuff, and a lot of screens where they create, and it was just not worth it. So this time around, it's like your team can just come in and you guys can all work on the same project at the same time.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I would say this has been a secret weapon that I've had in my arsenal for several years. And, everyone that I've talked to about it, they're like, oh, it's difficult to learn. Matt's done a really good job on streamlining this system. And it's about as simple as it's going to get. And I use it all the time for getting the results that I do. So
it's potent.
It's super potent. It works. And it's, like I said, it's something that's been kind of a secret weapon of ours for several years. So.
All righty. Any last questions? Can we get a live feed off of the
Kato beard?
the Kato beard?
we could probably set up a webinar to go through, kind of some different approaches the way that I use DMT that might be a little different than how Matt or Patrick are using. But yeah, I'd be more than happy to set something up with you guys.
Yeah, that'd be
Alright.
great.
We can, for the people that are here and pick it up, we'll do a bonus webinar with that, Brian.
And also,
Vincent
Brian,
uses it here too, so that's awesome. Good to see you.
we've also, guys, we've done a great podcast. Brian and I did a great podcast inside the members area. This was all on backlinking. And a lot of the things we built into DMT now was after I had a conversation with Brian and we did the podcast, like, shit, this will be cool, that'll be cool. And that's where we built in all the extra stuff.
Heck yeah.
All right.
Excellent.
All right,
So,
guys.
guys,
Thank you,
jumping
Matt.
that network
Appreciate it.
framework. Thanks, Pat.
Glad
Come
you were
join us.
able to finally, connect up with us and get this thing rolling today. Appreciate
I'm
it.
just gonna look at Zoom and see what was the story there. That was very peculiar. But I do apologize for being holding everybody up. That
That's
was
not
not
your fault.
intentional.
But I'll have a
Excellent,
recording.
guys.
If anybody wants a recording, I'll have a recording by tomorrow. And I'll shoot an email out to our email list for the recording. So you'll have it that way. And if
Yeah.
you need one and you don't get one, just hit me up on my phone, which I put in the chat.
And yeah, I'll also send out the recording to my list as well, so the guys can check it out.
All right,
But
buddy.
everybody, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, wonderful evening, and it was a pleasure to show you guys what we've been doing. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you,
I really
Sally. Appreciate it. Dana, appreciate it. Have a good
Thanks,
day.
everybody.
See ya.
Enjoy the
Bye-bye.
great day. Cheers. Bye.